Hello, my name is Cheyenne Quinn, a student of Unity College, and accompanying me is Sydney Brezant, a firefighter EMS. I have chosen Sydney to help me understand social skills for the fact that he is in a field that requires a lot of communication. He deals with a lot of people that have very mixed emotions, from being hurt to confused, and sometimes anger in his field of work. I wanted to have a better understanding with social skills and to have more of a professional understanding on how to communicate without having a negative response or physical reaction to the people around me, and which could be a future employer, authorities, and just the public in general. In order to further understand social skills, one, I have effective communication, the ability to communicate effectively. Two, conflict resolution, to be able to resolve the conflict or disagreement in a respectful way. Three, active listening, and have the ability to pay close attention to the person who is interacting with me. Four, empathy, be able to show emotion and understand how they feel. Five, relationship management, whether it be in a relationship with a spouse, stranger, co-worker, or another type of relationship. And six, respect for the individual. Following these little goals for better social skills and the understanding on positive ways to communicate, even under distress, without having a negative outcome of miscommunication. Listening to the person without interrupting and adding your experience on what they are dealing with. Not everyone wants to compare lives or hear about them. Listening to the individual when they are upset was a higher chance of them listening to you in return. There was a time where I've had a very impatient customer that did not want to wait in the long lines during a holiday event and was very short-staffed at the time. The customer became very irritated by having to stand in these long lines just to purchase a couple of items. The lines at this point are taken from 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how much items that one has. The customer has now started to become more verbally aggressive and begin to use more hand gestures to prove his disapproval of the short staff. The customer started to scare other customers that were around him and started to stand further apart from him. So I had to think of how I would approach him without making him more aggressive than he already was. So I approached him and asked him if any way I can help him. He clearly was very distressed and had problems going on in his life that affected the way he treats others in public. So I stood and listened to him while we wait for his return to be checked out. After listening to him, his posture and body language, along with the way he communicates, became calm, and as he was more receptive to feedback himself. The customer takes a minute and realizes that he was wrong without anyone having to say anything to him. It kind of surprised me that he even apologized to everyone around him and to me. The other customers even showed him empathy and began to a very nice community circle while waiting in line at the store. Just even walking up to the customer before our conversation, I had such high anxiety, just not knowing how another would react or will it become physically aggressive always weighs on my mind. And at times it holds me back from potentially having a high quality communication. Seems to me that it makes me stutter a lot. Just the judgment of what people think about me when communicating to an individual makes me have high anxiety and stuttering. I want to be able to implement mutual positive regard, trust, and active engagement, not just with someone I personally know, but to have a new acquaintance become a potentially be a high quality connection. Both high quality communication, appreciative inquiry focuses on the positive of an individual or organization, not just the negative outcomes of it.